This may be common knowledge to some, but here we will look into the Donkey Kong legacy in detail, and even bring up some controversy. I'm sure a lot of us have heard it. Modern-day Donkey Kong isn't the same ape as the Donkey Kong that kidnapped Pauline and fought Mario, who at the time was only known as Jumpman. This Donkey Kong is actually this Donkey Kong's grandfather, and is now known as Cranky Kong. He picked up the nickname Cranky after growing old and bitter on the island after the Great Ape Wars. No, really, these are things that actually happened. Anyway, we know Cranky was once Donkey for a few reasons. One reason, which just so happens to be my favorite reason, is that in the beginning of Donkey Kong Country, we see Cranky Kong standing on top of a red construction beam similar to the arcade game, and he's playing a record player with the original arcade tune playing on it. Clearly he is reminiscing of his past. And then DK comes in with his modern hip-hop. But this isn't the only way we know. Otacon in Super Smash Bros. Brawl stated that the original Donkey Kong was this Donkey Kong's grandfather. And Otacon is one trusty guy.
Watch out!
Cranky also makes remarks referencing this past of his, with lines like,
Whisking maidens and tossing barrels 7 days a week.
Even the Donkey Kong Country manual clearly states this fact. Donkey Kong's Cranky Pappy is actually the original Donkey Kong who appeared in the Donkey Kong arcade classics of the 80s. So yeah, that right there should really spell it out for you. This is pretty common knowledge. But if Cranky is the original DK, and is modern DK's grandfather, then who was DK's father? Why, it was Donkey Kong Jr., who starred in the Donkey Kong Jr. games. So we have Donkey Kong Sr., Donkey Kong Jr., and now Donkey Kong III. But I said there would be some controversy, so I'm gonna bring it. There are a few issues with this. Starting with the smaller problems, in Yoshi's Island DS, we see Baby Mario alongside Baby Donkey Kong, with a DK bib. But it was Donkey Kong Jr. who started the Donkey Kong clothing trend, not the original DK. So this must be intended to be modern Donkey Kong, and his bib is a reference to it eventually being a tie. Something to think about. In the GBA remake of Donkey Kong Country 3, it is stated that Cranky Kong's first starring game would eventually be a game called Cranky Kong Country. But wasn't he the star of Donkey Kong? Though maybe by starring they mean Cranky as the playable character, not the villain. Though the original Donkey Kong definitely has him in the starring role. His name is on the front of the machine. The biggest bit of controversy that involves a lot more thinking. What does Mario vs. Donkey Kong do to this whole mess? This is clearly modern DK, not the nude DK Sr., not the leotarded DK Jr., but the tie-wearing shiny-toothed DK III. And despite the original DK aging so rapidly, and modern DK being full-grown as well, how come Mario and Pauline didn't age at all? In fact, Peach and Luigi bots are here too, and this is clearly taking place in the Mushroom Kingdom, not Brooklyn like the original arcade game. And Pauline is seen here merely as a VIP guest. It's as if this is when Mario and Pauline first met. And looking at the game manual, it says, looks like Donkey Kong is up to his old tricks again. Yes, his old tricks of kidnapping Pauline and throwing barrels downstairs. Those are definitely what this Donkey Kong did. Yeah. Not this one, which became this one, but this one. It's just something fun to think about. The overall Nintendo canon is that Cranky Kong was the original Donkey Kong. But that doesn't mean there aren't going to be a few contradictions every now and then. After all, no game company is perfect. So until next time, never stop using your noggin and stay awesome!